My name is Chris Candian. I'm the president of London School of Theology, and I'm loving working through the book of Acts with you. As you can see, it's a book full of adventure, and I guess it sets the pace for what the Christian life is all about. It's not just about praying and spending time in church or reading the Bible. It's being commissioned by God into his world to share the good news of Jesus and to be good news in the way that we care and love for those people that are around us. And right from the beginning, the church is launched out on an amazing mission, given the power of the Holy Spirit to complete that mission, but all for the glory of Jesus, so that other people would come to know him. And we pick up the story today in Acts chapter 14, verse 8. And it's about the gospel coming to a place called Lystra. And what's interesting about Lystra is a miracle takes place as Paul is preaching. A paralysed man is healed, and Paul calls him up to stand up and to be healed. But the audience have no Christian background, they have no Jewish background. And so they think, oh, this must be Zeus, the Greek god who's come down to earth, and Hermes is his messenger. And so they begin to offer sacrifices to Paul and Barnabas, thinking they're Zeus and Hermes. And Paul goes crazy, says, stop, you know, we're just people, we're just men like you, and don't sacrifice to us. This is all about Jesus and what he's done. But at that moment, a whole bunch of Jewish leaders who have been tracking Paul down finally turn up on the scene and grab hold of Paul. They throw rocks at him until they think he's dead, drag him out of the city and leave him for dead. And for me, you get a little vignette of what it's like to be a believer in the earliest church. It was dangerous. And yet the Christians were willing to go public about their faith, no matter what persecution they faced. But just in Paul, you see something amazing, don't you? He's left for dead, having had large rocks thrown at him as if he was being stoned to death. And yet as soon as the kind of mob have gone, up Paul gets and marches back into the city. And I love this picture again of the unstoppable gospel, that in the power of the Holy Spirit, God is able to look after Paul even in the middle of suffering and persecution, and give him the help that he needs to go back in and complete the job. Maybe you've had a tough experience sharing the good news. Maybe it's with a friend that thought you were a bit crazy. And I'm sure there's probably stuff that you and I have done wrong, and we need to learn how to share the gospel humbly and gently. But even then, sometimes we might get opposition and persecution. And this little passage in Acts kind of sets the bar for us, doesn't it? It says, this is normal. And you and I were called to carry on whatever the opposition, whatever the hardship, because it's worth it for the honour of Jesus. It's worth it if we love our mates to help them experience just who Jesus is and what he did for each one of them. So keep on going, studying the book of Acts. Let it set the pace for your life as you seek to live for Jesus today.